this. So today is day one of the Becoming Sexually Free course. And so this one is pretty simple. The videos will be pretty short. I'm not trying to be on here for like 20 minutes. I'm just not that person. But it'll be short, straightforward, just information about how to become sexually free. So the tip today is to excite your sensations. So what does that mean? It means that we have five senses. Some people think we have six or more, but I'm going to go with the five basic senses. We have five senses, and sometimes when we're talking about like sensuality or sexuality, we don't know what excites us. We don't know what calms us down. We don't really know ourselves that well. So the first step or the first day, the first tip is to excite those sensations. So obviously we have sight, we can see things, we have taste, we have hearing, we have touch. 1, 2, 3, 4. What am I missing? Hearing, eyes, smell. We have smell. Sorry. I'm like, I know we have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So those are the 5 senses that you want to try to excite. So if you're going to go on this journey of becoming sexually free, a lot of it starts with yourself, and then you move on into it with other people, right? And so it's important to identify what sense you enjoy, what sounds do you like, what visually do you like to see, what feels good to you, and things like that. And so because as you start to learn that, especially once you start to learn like what kind of gets you in a calmer mood, then it can help you feel more sexual and be okay with being more sexual. There are a lot of times that we, especially as women, I'll speak for women, where we may be in a sexual mood, and then we have a whole day of things that kind of throw us out of it, right? We might wake up and be like, oh, today is the day me and my boo gonna get it in. And then by the end of the day, it's like, oh, no. Or by the end of the day, boo then messed up and made you upset. Whatever the case may be, it just knocks us out of that mood. And so when you learn how to excite your own senses, you can figure out like, okay, how do I let work stay at work, and how do I get myself into a better place once I get home? And this goes for whether you're single or in a relationship. It's important to be able to know like, this is what kind of gets me into a better mood. So what happens if you start engaging your senses is that, one, you start to train yourself, right? So I'm learning that anytime I smell vanilla, it kind of gets me in a mood. I'm learning that anytime I hear this certain type of music, it calms me down, right? So as you're training yourself to associate those feelings of calm, those feelings of sexuality with those different modes, it helps. So then when you do come home from a bad day, and now that you've trained yourself that this is what that's about, as soon as you light that candle, it automatically, your brain doesn't understand that maybe you weren't in a good mood. Your brain just has that trigger, and it automatically calms you down. So that's why it's important to kind of explore that and figure out what do you like and what don't you like, what does get you in the mood, what doesn't get you in the mood, what calms you down, what gets you in a place of like, I can feel sensual, I can feel sexual right now. So some tips for that would be, I say that first start off with like what you can clean up, right? So if you do any type of grooming, do that. Shave, wax, whatever the case may be. If that's something that you know that gets you kind of like, ooh, I feel good when I don't have hair down there or under here or wherever, legs, whatever. If you know that that's something that kind of helps you feel a little bit more comfortable in your skin, if that's something that makes you feel like, okay, I would be okay if somebody touched me, right? Because I feel clean, then do that. If you're not that person, don't worry about it. But it's more about doing it because this is something that makes me feel confident, and less about doing it because somebody else is interested in you doing it. So let's be clear on that. This is very much about, I do this because it helps me get to that space. Along with that is, painting your nails. All of that is kind of like the visual and the sensation at the same time. So nails are more visual. Waxing and shaving is more of the sensation, as well as the visual. If that's something that it makes you feel comfortable when you visually can see that you are hairless or anything like that. Along with that is when you're moisturizing, try different types of oils or butters and see how that makes you feel. See if it's like when you have something that's a little bit smoother, makes your skin a little bit softer, does that help you kind of get in that mood? So I would try different ones and see which ones kind of open you up a little bit to be like, oh, this feels good on my skin. Try that. Try new scents. So that could be perfume, that could be candles, that could be just if you have like things that you put on like your sheets or the way what you wash your sheets in. Try those and see how those scents excite you or engage your senses, right? And look at how those scents can change the way you feel about yourself and the confidence you have and calming you down and things like that. I always say, like, new sheets are amazing. When you put clean sheets on your bed, it just feels nice, right? So try a different quality of sheets, clean sheets, different types of fabrics that you put on your body, silk, satin, robes, anything like that, anything that makes you just feel comfortable in your skin. And again, when things rub against your skin, especially for me, when it's freshly shaven skin, when things rub against your skin, it's kind of like, ooh, that feels good, right? So a lot of this is about paying attention to how these things make you feel, right? So, and we spend so much time just going. We don't take time to kind of sit and be like, oh, I do like the way that feels on my skin. Or, oh, I do love that scent. It does bring me into this space. So a lot of this is being mindful in the moment of what feels good to you. So, like I said, you want to try to ignite all the senses. So visually, like I said, painting your nails. It can be, I'm going to make sure my room is clean and tidy. That could be like, oh, this is my sanctuary. So I want to make sure it looks visually nice so I can feel comfortable when I go in there. And then music, I didn't talk about that. Trying different types of music. Even if you're doing like meditation or anything like that, what kind of gets you in a place of like calm and sensuality and sexuality. So I would challenge you. So today is Monday, so within the next 24 hours, to try something different. Try something that you wouldn't normally do. Or if you know that something works, do it. Let's go. Day one. Let's get it out the way and do something to excite and ignite your sensations. So that's all I have for today. If anybody is still there, thank you for joining. And if you're watching this on the replay, make sure that you go to roomforrelations.com and go ahead and sign up for the email list, because I'll send this to your inbox just in case you don't see it. I know they disappear after 24 hours. So just in case you missed it, just in case you didn't see it, you can get it directly delivered to your inbox for the next 5 days. That'll be happening. And then hopefully that can help you kind of get sexually free. So this whole thing is about getting sexually free in 5 days. The first one is just let's engage and excite those sensations. Okay. Thank y'all for joining me. And